athletes winning with ease. Final score, 89-55. Gold medals for the victorious American squad, 7 of whom were United States servicemen. At the AAU Diving Championships in Detroit, Michigan, another Army representative maintained this continuing image of physical excellence. Gary Tobian in a dazzling forward 1.5. To clinch the diving championship, it was Gary in a back 2.5 layout. Another Army's All-American, Gary Tobian. From baseball, track, the Olympics, and diving events, we've seen outstanding athletic displays of physical proficiency. There's another member of the Army's All-Americans we want you to meet, a former lieutenant in the United States Army Infantry, who today is the spectacular fullback for the Cleveland Browns, Jimmy Brown. Since joining the Cleveland Browns, this All-American from Syracuse University has become a one-man wrecking crew. Here against the Cardinals, Jimmy, wearing number 32, explodes for 2 of his 4 touchdown runs as the Browns won the game, 38-24. At Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, where football fans have long cheered some of the great names in pro football, the stands still echo to the thundering cheers that followed Jimmy Brown across the opponent's goal line.
As fullback for the Cleveland Browns, I often think that heading into our opponent's defensive line or backfield might not be too different from leading an infantry squad into enemy territory. As a former lieutenant, U.S. Army Infantry, I know that when certain ground has to be gained, it's the infantry soldier who has to move out and take it. In football, when yardage is needed for a first down or that big touchdown, the backfield depends on that line up front to open the way to pay dirt. That's just one of the ways that football and soldiering are kind of similar. Then there's also physical endurance, combined effort where knowing what to do and when to do it is mighty important, and being able to follow commands with good timing and coordination. A good athlete and a good soldier know and accept these things because they both know the importance of leadership, training, and learning the job down to the last detail. Athletics, whether it's touch football around the neighborhood, organized sports in school or community, or playing pro football for the Cleveland Browns, is essentially team effort and competitive spirit. And these points are equally important to a really big team like the U.S. Army. You have seen a lot of exciting moments in sports during this show. We Americans have always taken our sports seriously. But there's one thing we should all remember. Watching baseball, football, or basketball is great and certainly part of our national life. But just watching these games isn't enough to keep any of us active and in condition, especially our youngsters. Our president wants us to become aware of our physical condition and to actively engage however we can in some type of daily physical exercise. Athletes know how important daily exercise is. The U.S. Army has always been aware of the importance of organized athletics as a means of contributing to its overall mission. If we all do our part by using some of those muscles that just never get used, we Americans can become participants as well as spectators. And that way we can make sure that we have a nationwide team that would really qualify as All-Americans.
A nationwide team of All-Americans, a goal that each of us can try to achieve. What we have been watching is the unique contribution of athletes, many of whom have worn the Army uniform and who have achieved that goal in large measure while serving their country. It is most important that we correlate the connection between the physical demands of the athlete and today's soldier. Because in the service, when the chips are down, physical conditioning and training are what pay off. Swimming in competitive meets has its counterpart in the military. For the athlete and the soldier, it's their training and physical endurance that accomplish the job. The pole vaulter relies on the same muscular and reflex coordination as the soldier who finds himself rappelling in mountainous terrain. a pitcher, a discus thrower, or a shot putter call on physical skills, as does the soldier who needs to use a hand grenade to carry out his mission. The cross-country runner depends on endurance and physical capacity to the same degree as these rangers engaged in a military exercise. And professional athletes at spring training camps acquire stamina and confidence, just as these basic trainees do when they go through calisthenics, which are a standard and continuing part of Army training. What we have been seeing during the last 30 minutes is merely a glimpse of an Army image that most people do not think about. From baseball diamonds to cinder tracks to basketball courts and football fields, we met a few of its current greats, along with some nostalgic moments of former greats. This show has been devoted to these athletes of yesterday and today, men who have served their sport and their country with honor and distinction. They are a part of what we like to call the Army's All-Americans.